Hi Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So this is your Gypsy Tarot Love Spread for the first 2 weeks in January 2018. So we're just going to have a look at what's coming in for Scorpio. These readings will be at the moment about 15 minutes a piece, because I've got 12 of them to do today. It's the 31st of January and I want to get everything up by the 1st. So let's have a look at what's coming in for Scorpio in love. Universe, Spirit, show me what's coming in for Scorpio in love. Show me what's coming in for Scorpio in love in the first 2 weeks of January 2018 in a 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. What's coming in for Scorpio in love? What's coming in for Scorpio in love in a 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread for the first 2 weeks of January 2018? What's coming in for Scorpio in love? Show me Scorpio in love and what's coming in for Scorpio in love. Show me what's coming in for Scorpio in love. Show me. Alright guys, we've shuffled the deck. I'm recording this from a floor at the moment at my twin sister's home, so that's why it's difficult to show the shuffle on screen because of the way that the camera is positioned. What we're going to do, we're going to split the deck though into three. 1, 2, 3. We're going to collect that back up like so. And we're going to start laying the cards down now. So 1, let's just make sure that that's visible. 1, 2. It's rather hard recording, but this is a nice little mat to record from, I guess. I don't usually record from a floor space, but it's just easier to do that like that at the moment. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I hope that these are in alignment, because they're looking a bit wonky to me on the screen. Much easier to record from my apartment, but I've been staying, it's New Year's and I'm staying over at my sister's, so whoops, hope you didn't see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Those are all out now, Scorpio. So let's have a look what's going on around your mental and emotional, Scorpio, for the first 2 weeks in January 2018 concerning love on this Gypsy spread. Well, the focus is the Death card in the reverse. So mentally, I think some of you guys aren't letting go. Death in the reverse means when you refuse to change, when you refuse to leave a situation behind, when you refuse to, you can't transition, you can't change, you can't close the door on a past situation. So I think there's very much something from the past that's playing on you guys' mind in January 2018 with that Death being reversed. Mentally and emotionally, how do you feel about Death in the reverse? Well, there you go. You feel trapped. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords means, because it's a mental card, yeah, swords do represent struggle, so sometimes this can be somebody who feels physically limited, physically trapped. This is somebody who can't see the truth. This is somebody who's finding it difficult to find clarity or to take action in a situation. But the 8 of Swords is also a card where it's driving you mad. When if we look at modern day reality and what these cards stand for in reality, frustration, fear is the 8 of Swords. But you guys, mentally, you can't get something off your head. You feel trapped by this situation. Mentally, you feel trapped. Mentally, there's somebody that's continuously playing on Scorpio's mind, because your focus area, the situation is about Death in the reverse, not being able to let go of the past, close the door on the past with Death in the reverse. And around that, mentally and emotionally, you guys mentally feel in a prison. You feel imprisoned by this situation from the past. Emotionally, it's got you all bound up. It's got you all worked up with that 8 of Swords in the upright. So some of you guys are finding it it really difficult to let go of a situation from 2017 and even way before that. What's the reason for this? Because of the Nine of Swords in the reverse. That's interesting, because I've always read the Nine of Swords in the reverse as being a card where you're starting to relinquish and release your fears. But I don't think it's that. It can't be, because if you're doing this, the situation is about not letting go from a past situation. Around that, mentally and emotionally, it's keeping you trapped. I think actually, no, it is. It's because you want to release it. Nine of Swords in the reverse. You guys truly want to release something, but you're finding it very, very difficult to release it. Around the present situation, Scorpio, what's the situation about? Two of Wands in the upright. Some of you guys have a decision to make. You might be at a crossroads, a stagnancy is the Two of Wands. Two of Wands can also be a choice between two paths. So the situation might be about a choice between two paths. It might also be the situation is while you're ready to move forward, being the situation. Situation with the Two of Wands can also be where you are kind of caught between limbo. It's either a choice between two people, caught in stasis, possibly stuck at a crossroads with that Two of Wands energy, or the Two of Wands is you want to move forward, you want to move in a new direction. That's where the energy is around the present. Around that, what are you experiencing? The Three of Wands in the reverse. Some of you guys, it's weird, because the Three of Wands in the reverse is where you don't see a future. You're not making any moves. I think like some of you guys aren't doing something. I think that some of you guys, Scorpio, aren't doing something about a situation here. I mean, the situation is about moving forward, Two of Wands in the upright. However, around that, the Three of Wands in the reverse indicates stagnancy. It indicates when you're not contacting people, you're not communicating with people, you're not getting out there. The Three of Wands in the upright is all about broadening your horizons. In the reverse, this is a very enclosed space. So some of you guys aren't broadening your horizons. You want to get out there. Your focus is on getting out there, taking a new direction. But what are you experiencing in the present around this new direction? Nothing. Three of Wands in the reverse. You're not putting yourself out there. You're not broadening your horizons. And what's the reason for that? I think that some of you guys are fearing rejection with that Page of Cups in the reverse. Page of Cups in the reverse is a rejection card. It's isolation. Some of you guys, it might be that you're isolating your feelings with that Page of Cups in the reverse, or you're fearing perhaps rejection. What's going on around your hopes and desires, Scorpio? Well, the situation is the High Priestess in the reverse. It's a good card. High Priestess in the reverse means that you start opening up. So when you get a High Priestess in the upright, this card would indicate somebody who's very aloof and detached. In the reverse, this person starts to get themselves out there. They start to become more open, more sociable. They don't want to be so detached anymore. They don't want to hold themselves back so much anymore. And that's where you focus on, which is good. What are your hopes around the High Priestess in the reverse? Well, that you drop the burden. You got Two of Coins in the reverse. So Two of Coins in the reverse is all about dropping a burden. And I think that you guys have been burdened around the situation. I think that you're burdened here because there's a situation from the past that you guys, mentally and emotionally, you can't let go of this situation. The focus around your mental and emotional area is not letting go. Death in the reverse. And around that, mentally and emotionally, it's got you entrapped. It's got you feeling a sense of frustration, a sense of limitation, because you do want to let go. You want to release this situation. Nine of Swords reversed. Around the present situation, the focus for you guys is about taking a new direction, but what you're doing around this is nothing. Three of Wands, because you're not broadening your horizons. I think you're either afraid of rejection, or some of you guys are feeling very isolated emotionally. Around your hopes, you've got the High Priestess in the reverse, wanting to appear less detached, less aloof, less cold, with that High Priestess in the reverse, wanting to get out there, experience different things, not sitting at home every night watching TV or eating TV dinners. Around that, your hopes are that if you were to open yourself up, you'd be able to drop this burden that you've got here and here and here and here. What's the reason for the Two of Coins in the reverse? The Sun in the reverse. Something's making you feel very unhappy, Scorpio. Sun in the reverse is unhappiness, a lack of joy. I think that here, what we're looking at, sorry about having to fix these cards every minute, it's about where they're being recorded from. I think like what's going on here, Scorpio, is that you want to get out. Your focus is on getting out, putting yourself out there again, becoming less aloof, less cold, less detached. Around that, your hopes are to be able... So this is all about really dropping this burden. I don't even think this is so much... I think it's about love, but I think it's more about dropping the burden of somebody else. And that's a problem for me in a way, because... well, I don't know whether there's a problem for me or not. It's just the intention behind it. Because this isn't, in a way, no, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's a good thing. Because what you're really thinking of is, how do I get rid of this person that I can't stop thinking about? If I got out there, I'd be able to drop this burden that I feel around this person, because it's making me feel very, very unhappy with the sun in the reverse. What's your expectations of love around January 1st to the 15th, 2018? Well, the situation is about the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Seven of Wands in the reverse is about stop being so defensive. So the Seven of Wands in the upright can be that you've got suitors, but you seem to kind of like, with the Seven of Wands in the upright, you're saying no to these people that are asking you out. In the reverse, it is, well, maybe, just maybe I could entertain having people who are interested in me. So around your expectations, the situation's about letting down your guard. Around that, what would you expect if you let down your guard? Well, you're going to expect to be let down again. Knight of Cups in the reverse. You really don't trust, do you, Scorpio? You guys really, really don't trust somebody here. You don't trust. I'm just seeing distrust all over this reading. It's incredible what I'm seeing here. You don't trust. You really, really don't trust anyone. The situation around your expectations about letting down your guard, Scorpio. But around that, what you're expecting is a Knight of Cups in the reverse. You're expecting either to have somebody come to you who doesn't have your best intentions at heart, or somebody who's going to let you down, because Knight of Cups in the reverse is somebody who lets people down. He comes with love, but then he comes around and he says, I'm not interested anymore. So you're expecting somebody who's quite flaky if you let down your guard, and what's the reason for that? I think that you can't forget about somebody from the past, Four of Swords in the reverse. I think that you guys are still thinking overtime. I think that you've still very much got on your mind. You're very restless with this Four of Swords in the reverse. And this restlessness is coming from this area here. You really, really don't trust anyone, Scorpio. You've been hurt. And this is something that you can't get off your mind. What is it that you can't see coming in? Now, this area here could either be what you can't see coming in the first 2 weeks of January 2018, or it'll be further down the track. The situation will be about the World in the reverse. So the World in the reverse opens up old wounds. The World in the reverse, I see this card as being a return to something as well. This is about unfinished business. So the situation is about unfinished business. Around that, what can't you see coming in? The Nine of Coins in the reverse. Okay. I think that you're going to be freed from a gilded cage with this Nine of Coins in the reverse. Okay, Nine of Coins in the upright. It's a good card, but it does represent the gilded cage. It represents somebody who can be on their own. Okay, you can have left a relationship. You might have been abandoned in a relationship with this Nine of Coins, and you might find yourself with time on your hands or just having to focus on yourself. In the reverse, this says, I'm going to get out and about and do stuff. I'm coming out of this gilded cage. I'm going to start sitting in my apartment or my house, knitting or, you know, focusing on money or job or whatever it is, and I'm going to start having some fun. In the upright, it can be fun as well. But I feel that this card is about coming out of the gilded cage in the reverse. What you can't see in the reverse is that you guys are going to start coming out of your shell. Because I see the Nine of Coins in the upright as well, also as being a shell. I think that the situation is about unfinished business. And around that, you've got the Nine of Coins in the reverse as what you can't see coming in. So this is you guys, I feel, here dropping this situation. So around this unfinished business, you guys can't see that you're going to be dropping this situation. You're going to be coming out of this gilded cage that you're in. And what's the reason for that? Because of the Three of Cups in the reverse. There's no point. This relationship, this situation that some of you guys had is over. It's severed. This person is not a soulmate. Three of Cups in the reverse. Three of Cups in the upright can be a soulmate card because it recognises partnerships and congeniality and togetherness and similarity and partnership and all of those things. Whoever this person is that did this to you is no friend, Scorpio. They're absolutely no friend to you. And you recognise that. You're taking yourself out of the gilded cage because this was not a soulmate relationship. This isn't even something you should be wasting your time on. The immediate future, the situation will be about the Hanged Man in the reverse. So the situation with the Hanged Man in the reverse is where you're completely stuck. You're refusing to see the light. You're refusing to see that there is another way to live your life. There is another way to find happiness with this Hanged Man in the reverse. Sometimes it's the card that says, well, you're forced. You're forced to change because you can see how awkward this Hanged Man is. Let's have a look at what's coming in around that Hanged Man in the reverse. Well, you're starting to see reality. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Some of you guys are starting to face up to the truth. So the situation with the Hanged Man is that you have been holding on for far too long to this situation. And around that, what's coming in is reality with that Seven of Cups in the reverse. And what's the reason for that? Because of the Tower. You have an epiphany moment, I feel, Scorpio. I don't think that this is... I don't think this is an external thing that happens with the Tower. I think it's an internal thing. Two cards that recognise realisations and epiphanies are Seven of Cups in the reverse and the Tower. Alright, so I'm seeing here that the situation is about you guys who have been holding on to a situation for far too long. What's coming in around that is reality check, Seven of Cups in the reverse. You guys have got a massive reality check coming, a massive realisation coming because of the Tower. Now, the Tower can be anything, but for me, this is about a huge epiphany that you guys are going to get. And the overall outcome, Judgment in the reverse, is the situation. So the situation about Judgment in the reverse is about not facing up to the truth. This can also be about not recontacting someone, not renewing a situation, no resurrection of a situation. Around that, the overall outcome around Judgment in the reverse is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. That's interesting. So the Knight of Wands in the reverse, I think for some of you guys, if you're hoping for somebody to come back, I think the overall outcome, I think because here we're seeing complete and utter realisation in the immediate future, I feel for you guys the overall outcome is, the situation is you're recognising that this person isn't coming back. And around that, the overall outcome is that this person, and I think it's the Knight of Wands in the reverse, has really put the brakes on this relationship with the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And what's the reason for that? Because this person is simply not invested. I think there's a realisation from your point of view that there's somebody here who really isn't invested in this relationship at all. Let's quickly get this reading again. You guys, the situation is about death in the reverse, around your mental and emotional. So some of you guys, your thoughts are placed on the inability to let go of a past relationship. Close the door on this with death in the reverse. Around that mentally and emotionally, I'm seeing some of you guys are feeling very tortured with the Eight of Swords, because really what you want to do is you want to let go. Some of you guys, it might be the Nine of Swords that you're feeling such a sense of overwhelmment in the situation, because Nine of Swords reverse can also mean to feel very, very overwhelmed. Mental torture with the Nine of Swords in the reverse, paranoia with the Nine of Swords in the reverse, but also some of you guys, it is simply that you really would like to let go of this situation. Around your present situation, Scorpio, the situation is about taking a new direction. Around that, some of you guys aren't doing that in the present, Three of Wands in the reverse, because you're not broadening your horizons. I think some of you guys are feeling either you're going to be rejected with the Page of Cups in the reverse, or you're isolating yourself from love. Around your hopes, the situation is about getting out there. Stop being so aloof, so detached from others. Spreading your wings, communicating with other people, becoming more social with the High Priestess in the reverse. Around that, what your hopes would be is that you'd be able to drop the burden of the person that you can't stop thinking about. The burden of feeling rejected. Because I think this is making you feel very, very unhappy with the Sun in the reverse, Scorpio. Around your expectations, the situation is about you guys letting your guard down. But you would expect, if you let your guard down, to be let down by an individual, the Knight of Cups in the reverse. And why is that? I think that you guys are torturing yourself with that Four of Swords in the reverse. I think that you're not healed. Four of Swords in the reverse represents a lack of healing. So I feel that you guys haven't healed from a situation here. And that's why you think that you're constantly thinking here. The reason that you're not putting yourself out there, Scorpio, you're not broadening your horizons, is because you think you're going to get rejected with the Page of Cups in the reverse by an individual. And around your expectations, you think, well, if I let down my guard, I'll just get let down again, Knight of Cups in the reverse, because of the Four of Swords in the reverse. It might be that you're consistently meeting people who are very, with this Four of Swords in the reverse, who are very unhappy, or these people have no rest within them. They've got no, I get the impression that you keep meeting the wrong type of person with the Four of Swords in the reverse, but also because you have not healed from whatever it is that's happened to you in these areas. What you can't see coming in, well, the situation is about the World in the reverse. And I think the World in the reverse really is about, you've got things to do now, Scorpio. There's other things, I think, with this World in the reverse you've got to do when I look at this card now. This isn't about unfinished business. The only unfinished business that you've got is with yourself. It's not with this person. So this is about you with the World in the reverse, going out there and grabbing the bull by the horns, because you've got other things to do. Things something might have ended with somebody else, but it's not ended with you, with that world in the reverse. And it's about going there and out into the world and experiencing more things. And around that, I'm seeing you guys letting yourself out of this gilded cage that you're in. You guys are in a gilded cage because the Three of Wands. You're not even going out there and broadening your horizons because you're afraid of rejection, or you're isolating yourself from love. That's the gilded cage. I'm seeing you guys wanting to, in your expectations, looking at letting down your guard here, but you're expecting to be let down because you haven't healed from the situation. But here, the situation is about the world in the reverse, and the world in the reverse is all about opening yourself up to the possibilities. It's all about unfinished business, things that still need to be done. Around that, what you can't see coming in is you guys are coming out of the gilded cage. Some of you guys might be choosing to, speak to other people. Some of you guys might be choosing to form other alliances, other friendships, instead of keeping yourself so isolated. And that's because there's been a lack of joy here with the Three of Cups in your love life. But also, some of you guys will recognise with that Three of Cups reverse that whoever it is that you're pining for, whoever it is that has made you feel so bad about yourself, Scorpio, well, that Three of Cups says this person is no friend of yours. This person is no soulmate. You recognise this. You recognise that you need to come out of a gilded cage. What you can't see coming in is you're coming out of a gilded cage because of the Three of Cups in the reverse. There's a lack of joy in your life and you need to get that back. The immediate future shows the Hanged Man in the reverse. The situation is about something that has been hanging around for far too long. And around that, the immediate future says, well, you're going to come to a realisation. And what's that realisation about the Tower? You need to break free from this situation. It's not serving you. You need to break free and start the cleansing process with the Tower energy. And the overall outcome from that immediate future is the situation is about no renewal of this situation. There's going to be no resurgence or resurrection of this situation because the overall outcome is somebody's not coming forward. Knight of Wands in the reverse. They've put the brakes on the situation. Why is that? Because they don't see any point with the Page of Pentacles in investing in this situation or even looking at it as a potential. Also, there's no proposal with that Page of Pentacles. I think you guys will slowly start to realise in the first 2 weeks of January 2018 that, number one, there's no point in hanging on to somebody here who's making you feel very unhappy. Number two, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Somebody's hurt you, you can't let go of the situation, but yet you seem to cut yourself off because you feel that other people are going to do the same thing to you. It's not always the case. Number three, there's a realisation that's coming in here for Scorpio that says, actually, it probably isn't always going to be like that. What I need to do is I need to cleanse myself with that Tower off all of these this baggage. I'm seeing you guys cleansing. There's a realisation here. The situation is about holding on too long to the situation. Around that, there's a realisation you need to cleanse yourself off this baggage, the Tower. And the overall outcome, the situation is about judgment in the reverse, no going back. Because around that, the overall outcome is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. You need to put a halt to this. The person that you're interested in or you're still thinking about has put a halt to it with the Knight of Wands in the reverse because they don't see any potential in it. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And for some of you guys, you won't see any potential in this situation either. This is about a fresh slate in love for you guys. Those guys, I think this is for the people that have been hurt in love. Alright? You're cutting off your nose to spite your face because somebody hurt you. They're possibly out there doing whatever they're doing and you're sitting at home eating TV dinners or not getting yourself out there because you're afraid of getting hurt. You need to turn over this chapter now. This person has gone in this reading. Okay, turn over a new chapter and move on. This is what the reading is telling you for the first 2 weeks in January 2018. That's your reading, guys. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. You've got a general reading setting next door, so enjoy that as well. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.